We spend hours watching civilizations collapse in 4K resolution. We passively consume so much high-definition despair that we begin to rehearse for a societal end. Treating this collapse as a guarantee ignores the historical data. There is a different script available for the future, one backed by the actual numbers of human progress. To follow it, you need to grab a pen and paper. At the top of the page, write My Builder's Blueprint. Committing physical thoughts to paper interrupts the passive cycle of worry. It moves you into an active role, planning a response rather than just absorbing a threat. Step 1 is the data. Underneath that heading, write down one global historical win. Then record one current local problem right next to it. We can start with a massive historical win. Global poverty has plummeted at a rate that would have seemed miraculous to our ancestors. This graph maps global poverty over 200 years, revealing a sharp decline. Our trajectory is upward. Human health metrics show the same pattern, reaching all-time highs as we live longer, more resilient lives. Global literacy is peaking. We have more people equipped to solve complex problems than at any point in history. And despite the noise, long-term data shows we are living through one of our most peaceful eras. Now, look at that local problem you wrote down. These broad trends do not ignore the specific suffering in your community today. We track this data because it provides the evidence that human effort is effective. Seeing how far we've come gives us fuel to address the local problems that remain. Now, label step 2 as the metaphor. Think of a dark movie or show you've seen recently, and jot down the underlying internal lesson it might be trying to teach. Modern dystopian stories function best when we treat them as tools for internal reflection, rather than literal maps of the outside world. These cinematic wastelands often symbolize our current spiritual dryness. The on-screen collapse represents outdated ways of thinking that we need to outgrow. Decoding these stories allows us to address our internal decay right now. We can choose to evolve and heal today, finding a path forward that avoids a physical crisis. This shift transforms the media you consume. It stops being a source of paralyzing fear and becomes a compass for your own personal growth. For step 3, write the mindset shift. Identify one person you view as a competitor and write down one way the two of you could actually collaborate. This exercise utilizes radical hope, which functions as a rebellious, strategic framework for navigating a crisis. The survivor archetype operates on fear, viewing every neighbor as a threat to limited resources. This mindset keeps you isolated. In contrast, the builder archetype uses radical hope to see those same neighbors as vital collaborators for shared prosperity. You protect your empathy by refusing the cultural pressure to dehumanize others. This keeps your focus on building connections rather than building walls. Choosing the builder mindset directly disrupts the isolation that makes us easier to manipulate. When you collaborate, you reclaim the power that fear usually takes away. Finally, reach step 4, the daily action. Commit to one physical task you will execute in your local area before the day is over. Keep the barrier low. You might volunteer for an hour at a local food bank, or make a conscious effort to de-escalate a conflict online. Check your internal state once the task is done. Completing even a small action moves you from a state of passive anxiety toward a sense of localized agency. These daily, local microactions are the specific components required to build the broad historical progress we've seen in the data. Review your finished builder's blueprint. This is a custom-built mechanism you can use to process your dread into tangible, constructive action. The future is not something that happens to us. It is a physical structure, actively assembled by us through our daily choices. Step away from the screen and visualize the community you want to live in. Then, go outside and lay the first physical brick to make it real. We find our highest purpose when we move past the instinct to simply survive and begin the actual work of building the next era of human flourishing.
Angel with amnesia. Remember your essence.